ask if there's someone listening who right now is in a bad way, physically or mentally, military or civilian. Do you have any good advice for getting through those hard times and coming out on top? Was there something specific that helped you in the worst periods? And if they were here right now, what would you tell them?
Whatever the situation is, and again, I'll use my arm as a just as an example, is you can only ever see in the moment the situation for what it is, not what it will be.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is no matter how bad it is right now, how many times, and I'll use, how old are you?
I'm 20.
20, 20. Okay. All right. So you might be a little early for this, but I'll ask you, how many negative things in your life so far have been really the worst thing ever? And then 5, 10, whatever it is, years later, you look back and go, God, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
So many things. Actually, one of them
Okay.
was when I said that I left school to do home education and I did the tennis. A lot of people didn't get that. Didn't get that. And there was a lot of nasty people who kind of bullied in a sense, and really made fun of me. And it really got to me actually at those times because I didn't really understand. I always thought if I didn't do the tennis, didn't make it in that, I'm screwed basically. And I feel like in hindsight, actually, that motivation and stuff and those things that happened, as bad as it seemed in those times, has really led me to start this podcast and given me the flexibility to do the business and talk to you right now in this evening in the UK. And honestly, it is the best thing that ever happened to me. And sorry, I've kind of gone on a bit, but please, yeah, carry on.
No, 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 no. But that's the thing is everything. Think of it this way: the only thing that we grow from is you don't grow from something comfortable or good. You
Mm,
grow from the things that are uncomfortable, the things that push you. Growth comes from being forced to grow, and therefore that has to generally come from bad things.
yeah.
So every bad thing in the moment is going to lead to growth that later you're going to look back and go, oh my God, if it wasn't for that negative thing, I wouldn't have B learned X.
Yeah.
So whatever you're feeling right now, I guarantee it. There's only one exception to this, and that is if it leads to death. If it leads to death, all right, that's not getting better. Other than death, as long as you live, it will eventually be something positive because it contributed to the current growth. My arm, worst thing that ever happened to me at the time. I can tell you right now, I would not be where I am today, which is very happy in my career, in my personal life, in every way. I would not be here if it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
I got hit. I don't even know if you know this, but I got hit by a car on my motorcycle uh, or sorry, 2 years and like 2 weeks, week, 10
Mm,
days ago, whatever. Again, so horrible at the time. I mean, I was hit by a car on a motorcycle. I was all messed up. I missed several up. Well, I was doubled by a stunt double for SEAL team. I didn't talk a lot about it, but worst thing at the time, now, best thing that ever happened to me. Every negative thing that I can point to in the last 20 years is now positive to me. So if you're sitting there listening to this right now and there's something really negative, realize that whatever it is temporary. It will force you to grow. And one day you'll look back and be happy it did.